Hey, what's up everyone? How you guys doing today? Danny Lightning here. Let me get this thing on the live chat and we should be ready to rock and roll. I see we got David Shiv. What's up, buddy? Eddie, how are you today? William D, what's going on? The Doc, hello. Leroy Jenkins, MPH10, what's going on? Yeah, I mean, if there's new info or an update, CSR2 does download stuff. Nexus, what's going on? Short Circuit, what's up? Melon, hey, William D. But yeah, there was a update this morning for me on CSR. I don't know if everybody got it or not, but definitely an update. Alrighty, hope you guys are having an awesome weekend. So like the pinned comment says, we should be in the 11, what was it? 11.8. That's why I make these pinned comments, guys. Alright, so we're going to go into live racing. When I forget what's going on, I can just look at the pinned comment and be like, bam, there we go. So, let's go do it to it. All right, let's race the Huna truck. Let's race the Huna truck. Oh, wait, that's not a truck, is it? I could have swore that was the Huna truck. I have no idea. Either I'm dumb or my eyes are blind. But yeah, that's not a truck. Now I do have the latest update. If you guys don't have it, I'm not sure if you guys are going to be able to find me in live racing or not today. So that is something to think about. The game forced me to update my game this morning, so I do have the newest update. You guys may or may not have it. If you don't, you'll never be able to find my lobby because you can only play with people who are in your actual lobby. So that's definitely something to think about there. All right, so he's challenged me back. Let's go do it to it. 3, 2, 1, go. I don't know if this is one of you guys or not, but I'll go nice and slow and let him have a nice little win. Alright, there you go. A win for you, sir. I hope you enjoy it. I don't know. Alright, so I think I found somebody to swap with, which is cool. Or not, I can't challenge him back, I guess. Back out to the lobby. But yeah, that's the one thing. Oh, we got Melon. That's the one thing I hate about updates is if not everybody's on it, then you can't race together. You know what I'm saying there? That's always a big old pain. All right. Big pain. I'll drive nice and slow because Melon just beat me up. Melon just beat me up, guys. That's not very nice, sir. Melon's car was too fast for my car. Hey, Jedi Boss, I'm doing good, bud. How about yourself? 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, I really like this car. This is a really awesome car. I don't care what anybody says, this Chevelle is a beast. I saw there was a Jay Leno's Garage video on YouTube where Jay Leno was actually driving this Ring Brothers Recoil. I didn't watch it. I saw a couple of clips from it and I was like, oh, that is cool. It's amazing they let him drive those cars, man. Too bad, you know, famous people get all the cool stuff. Famous people get to do all the cool stuff. Yeah, man. I wonder, like, how many cars that guy actually has these days. I bet he's got a lot, like a load. He's probably got like 9 bazillion cars in his collection now. All right, Winpoo, how's it going, my man? Nice to see ya. Jeffrey, what's up? Yeah, I appreciate you guys coming out. For some reason, the comments are in a weird place. I'm gonna try to move them to the other side of the screen really fast and see if that makes it easier to see. This will either be better or this will be worse for reading comments. I don't think I've ever put them over on this other side before, but we're gonna go for it. I'm not sure if I like it. I don't know if I like them over there. Usually I keep the comments on the left side of the screen. Now I put them on the right side and it's a little bit weird. Yep, I'm gonna put them back over on the other side. That works better for me. Alright, back to normal. I like that much better. What's up, CSR2 man? How you doing? Morgan, what's up? We got Brylane Buses, what's going on? What time do you need to beat Kurtz's Mustang? I don't know offhand. But if you do a Google search for CSR2 boss times, something should pop right up. I think I have a video for it, and I think there's a website that shows the boss times, but I don't know offhand. I don't have the world's most wonderful memory, so I would have to look that up myself. Hey, what's going on? Nice to see ya. So Wenpoo, they do recycle PC cars sometimes, and the good news about that is, if they recycle one you've already used, you don't have to pull your keys to get it, and you don't have to spend your resources to upgrade it if you've already used it before. So I like recycled PC cars. That allows me to save more resources, which in my opinion is the most asbestos. The most asbestos, guys. I don't know how you guys look at it, but that's how I look at it. Some people don't like when they recycle them, but some people do. Normally, I don't look too far ahead to see what's coming up because sometimes they change that on us, so. I usually try to find out what's going on with that shortly before it happens, just in case they've decided to change it. Which they do sometimes. Not often, but it does happen. It does happen. What's up, Eric? How you doing? You're new to the channel, well, welcome, and welcome to the game and the stream and all kinds of good stuff. Nice to have you here. Glad the videos are helping you. That's awesome. Alright, we got Melon again. Yeah, I actually like the recycled cars. Wenpoo says, I don't like the milestone cars being recycled. Yeah, that I understand that. It's nice to get new cars when it comes to milestone cars. Do they actually recycle milestone cars? I don't ever recall that happening, but I could be wrong. But yeah, I don't think I've ever seen them recycle a milestone prize car. I don't know, anybody else? Have you guys noticed that happen? Because I don't recall it. Eddie says videos are definitely helping. Thank you. You're welcome, bud. Thanks for watching them. I appreciate all you guys watching my crazy videos. I don't even know whose turn it is to win now. I lost track. Whose turn is it? I don't know what's happening. All right. I lost my place on the chat. All right, so Hime got the Mustang shotgun today. Nice, nice. I made a video about that. If you haven't seen it, there is a live racing setup for it, and yeah, that's a overall cool car. I like it. I like it a lot, actually. I'm probably not going to upgrade mine just because I don't need it. Like, I've got, I don't love the way it looks, I guess you should say. I don't like the colors. Like, it's a really awesome car, but I think if they would have put that in a different color, it just blends into the background of the game. That's what I like about it. It blends in. It's like camouflage. all the game's colors are like grays and beiges and stuff, and the car just blends in. Good swaps, Melon. Thanks, buddy. Winpoo says he thinks he's 100% sure the Panamera and the Countach has been recycled. It's definitely a possibility. Definitely a possibility. Oh, there's somebody in the shotgun right. JNay69. Yeah, I think the bad part is I bet a lot of you guys don't have the new update yet, and I do. So that's going to cause us a little bit of problems. That's going to cause us some issues for sure, but it is what it is, I guess. All right, Leroy's going to challenge me. We found Leroy. Nice. Very good, Leroy. Let's go race. Who's going to win? Me or him? Let's find out. Go, little car, go. Who has the better tuned car for live racing? Ah, mine wins. Yay. Hey, Chrissy, how you doing today? Nice to see ya. All right, I ran 11.7, so I did beat my dyno time right there. You don't want to do that in live racing. You want to try and run slower than your dyno. Most of you guys already know that. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's go do it to it. And I am going to stop right there in 5th gear. Let me go down to 4th. Chrissy, I'm doing all right. Can't complain too much so far. Thank you. Yeah, I think I'm going to start playing the new Fortnite Lego survival game. There's like 2 million people playing that game right now. And I mean, that's how many people are online at one time playing it. So I have that Warobots channel, right? For the other game, Warobots. Like, this channel I'm just keeping for CSR2 stuff. You know, this is here to teach you guys about the game, keep you up with stuff. But I think on my Warobots channel, like once a week, I'm going to start streaming that Fortnite Lego game and see how it goes. I might even pull the Danny Lightning Gaming channel back out. But, I mean, it's a brand new thing that just came out. It's super popular, so I'm thinking, hey man, maybe I could do some videos on that and get the channel to blow up. So I think later tonight on the Warobots channel, me and some friends are going to be streaming that game. So far, it kind of seems like Rust or Valheim or one of those games. I don't know if you guys are familiar with those, but it's basically a Lego version of Rust. But yeah, it seems like a cool game overall. I'm not really into the survival type of games, like I don't really play those, but I'll get used to it. Am I gonna do a video about the Ring Brothers Enyo? You know what? I totally forgot that. Yeah, I need to get a video out about that. Thank you for reminding me, cause yeah. Maybe tomorrow, either later today or tomorrow I'll work on that because I totally forgot. See, I was locked out of the content account for several days. Every time I tried to log in, it said there's an update available. You need the new update. And I would go to the Google Play Store and there was no update. So I couldn't get on for several days. But now I can get back on it, which is good. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. Yeah, that's the thing that sucks sometimes when there's a new update. Sometimes I get locked out of that account for several days. It's kind of a crazy deal, but... What's up, Stacks? How's it going? Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned it, or I probably would have totally forgot about that car. So what do you guys think about the new Elite Tuners car coming out? It's not much of a tuner car. I mean, it's a supercar, not a tuner, but... It looks interesting so far. So yeah, I mean, I'm interested. I hope it's going to be a good live racer. I don't know if it is or not. Not all of the Elite Tuners cars end up being really good live racers, so it could go either way, I suppose. Jedi Boss says it's okay. So you don't like it that much? Having a supercar that we can put body kits in is kind of cool. I'm reading through the chat a little bit. If I miss anybody's comments, I apologize. Multitasking, guys. Multitasking. Jedi Boss says it looks cool. Yeah, it definitely looks cool. I just hope it is. Leroy says something. The dumb little heart's in the way of your comment. He says something about tunes a supercar. Why would YouTube put that dumb little heart right in the way of the comments? There's a word or two there that I cannot read, so I don't know what it says. I need to complain about that. Like, we need to start making complaints to YouTube saying, hey, that thing's in the way. Move it somewhere else. I mean, it's cool. It's a cool idea, but you know, it's a giant pain in the butt. All right, we'll do a couple more. Oh, he says, who tunes a supercar? Probably a lot of people. I would think. I'm sure people get supercars and make modifications to them, right? I don't really know, but I would imagine people do that. I could be wrong. I mean, if I had one, I probably wouldn't, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people probably do. Hey Chris, how you doing today? Yeah, the Chevelle is really cool. I like this thing, Chris. It's one of my new favorite cars. I just like the way it looks and it performs good, so I'm not really sure why. This is probably one of my favorite cars in the game as far as looks go right now. I would love to drive something like that in real life, even if it wasn't fast. Even if it was like dog turd slow, I would still drive it. What is dog turd slow, you may ask? I have no idea. But, you know, I had to say something. Alright, good swaps. Let's go back out to the lobby and see if anybody else is there looking to swap. Thank you, that was awesome. Alright. Again, if you don't have the latest update, you might have a hard time finding me. So I got to get a video out for this car as well, this new Porsche. So I got 2 cars. Maybe tomorrow I'll work on getting videos for those 2 cars. Alright, we got Ruccello. Ruccello. I don't know how to say that, but yeah, let's race. Hey, what's up, Zine? How you doing today? Zine or Zine, I don't know which one that is, but nice to see ya. Welcome to the live stream. Leroy, you're welcome, buddy. That was fun. So hopefully this is one of you guys, because I just lost that race. Let's see if they let me. Oh, they want to bet a bunch of money. Should I do it? I'm feeling stupid. Let's do it. I didn't even see what time he ran. I don't know what's going on, but yeah. 3, 2, 1, go. I probably just lost a bunch of money, but yep, I lost. Ah, poops. Normally I don't take those big bets because usually somebody's got something down-tuned, which is what happened there. Every once in a while I'm just like, yeah, let's give it a try. But that crapped out. That crapped out on me. Alright, we got 69 Mustang. Generally, the people who do the big bets are people who have the cars down-tuned, and they're almost guaranteed to beat you. That's why it's very, very, very rare that I take a big bet. Every once in a while, you'll win one, but most of the time, it's somebody who has a car set up to destroy you. That's alright, though. Leroy says I could have beat the time. I don't know, my man. I don't know if I could have or not. I didn't. That's all I can say. There might be a different way to shift this to make it run faster, but if there is, I do not remember. 3, 2, 1, go. I'll tell you what made me mad is when I was upgrading that dumb Audi e-tron, I accidentally hit the buy with gold button, and the game stole like 800 of my gold. That made me mad. Why don't they have a confirm button on that? That's what I want to know. They're gonna confirm that you want to spend 20 gold to refill your gas tank, but they don't confirm that you want to spend like 3 billion gold on something else. You know what I mean? It should be, if anything, it should be the other way around, because nobody's going to cry over 20 gold if they accidentally hit the button, but nobody's going to be very happy at spending freaking, you know, 1,000 gold or 1,500 gold by mistake. That's gonna make everybody upset. Melon says that car can beat the dyno by like 1.5 seconds. Yeah, so that's a good down tuner. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. I lost. Yeah, I signed up for a new little thing called Buy Me a Coffee where people can donate a couple bucks if they want to. I guess that's becoming popular on YouTube. I don't know. I figured I'd give that a try, see if anybody ever donates. She says, what's up? He says, accidentally delivering parts with gold sucks. Yes, it does. That is the worst when that happens. It's kind of cool. We got two muscle cars racing each other. I like it. I like it. I like it. Jaden, how's your day going? I think it's my turn. I don't remember. Did I just win or... Okay. Well, thanks for letting me win. I slowed down like a crazy person. Jaden wasted 300 gold. 300's not horrible. Still make you mad though. Mine, I think it was like 8 something. Once I think I accidentally hit the button and it took like 1500 gold. I was like, oh my god. That was a lot of freaking gold to lose, man. Eddie says Ford versus Chevy. Yeah. We got a rivalry here. I'm almost out of gas again. Jeez. I can't believe I'm almost out. It felt like I just refilled it like 3 minutes ago. That is a cool looking car though. I would love to have something like that in real life. Imagine driving either one of these around town. That would be super amazing. I would be all about it. Jaden, I don't know what lobby I'm in, my friend. I would assume I should be in the 11-8 lobby. I can't guarantee it, but you do have to have the latest update if you want to find me. I don't know how many of you guys have the new update and how many don't, but that is definitely going to be a requirement on this one. Jedi Boss says Eleanor. It definitely looks a lot like Eleanor. I should look that up and see exactly what that looks like. But yeah, that was one of my first thoughts as well, was Eleanor. Andy Styles says, LOL. I don't know what you're laughing at, sir, but you're laughing at something. I hope you're not laughing at me. Alright, here we go. Don't make fun of me, sir. That's not very nice. That seemed, you know, that car I'm racing, right? Oh, wow, it's actually going to beat me, isn't it? Yeah. That's actually a great little live racing car. I don't like the way it looks, but that's a great little car. He ran 11.5s, holy moly. I don't know if this is one of you guys or not, but... Alright, 3, 2, 1, go. Nope, not one of you guys. Jaden says, these are the cars you can never take out of your garage. Too prestigious. Winpoo says, the Hyundai is hard to beat. Yeah, I don't like the way it looks, but that's a nice little car. Some people love the way it looks. Me, not so much. I think it's ugly. In my opinion, it's very, very ugly. But some people like it. Alright, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. I think I should be able to get the Jeep. Pretty sure. Alright, and my car wins. Yay! Alright, so Jaden says he thinks the NSX Type S is one of the hardest cars to beat. I mean, that's a car that can be tuned to beat you up a little bit, so I can see that. So I don't think Magic is challenging me back. Must not be one of you guys. Oh, there's Drew Man in the Audi e-tron. Personally, I don't like that car either. I guess it's got a... I made a video on how to drive that one a couple of months ago, or like a year back, and it looks like it does have some sort of a live racing setup, so... it might be a pretty decent live racer. My nitrous didn't go off for some reason. Melon says it's not. I don't know. I haven't messed with that car. I don't really like having to put resources into cars that I don't like. For example, these cars, I really don't like the looks of this car. I'm not a big fan of the way this car looks, right? I was really unhappy about putting resources into that thing, and it's like, oh my god, I gotta spend my game cash on parts on this. He ran exactly 11.8 on that one. Right, what's up, bud? Nice to see ya. Welcome to the live stream. Drew Man says it is what it is. 3, 2, 1, go. That is very true. Yeah, there's a lot of really good cars in this game. They're not all awesome, but there's a lot of them that are, which is cool. I'm still thinking about upgrading my Huna truck for the live racing setup. I really like the way that car looks. I think there's two things that make me decide whether or not I want to upgrade a car for live racing. Is it a good live racer? And number two, does it look cool, right? If I like the way it looks and it's a good live racer, those are the ones I usually level up. If I'm not wild about the looks, I usually just let it sit and collect dust. But I gotta really like the way the car looks to upgrade it these days. Alright, so Wayne wants to know why you don't always go for perfect shifts. So perfect shifts will make most cars, maybe not like a stock car or a lowly upgraded car, but once you get your car maxed out or highly upgraded, perfect shifts will often make your car run slower. Perfect shifts are generally not what you want. And I don't really understand why they give us shift lights in this game if they're not going to be correct. But yeah, you don't want perfect shifts. a lot of cars don't like perfect launches either. I mean, sometimes you want to get a perfect launch, sometimes you want a late or an early launch. It all just depends on the car. Three, two, one, go. Yeah, I mean, there's some cars that require a perfect shift. Other ones, a perfect shift makes the car run really bad. So this game's all kinds of wacky like that. Jaden says every Lamborghini is disgusting looking. You don't like Lamborghinis, huh? I think Lamborghinis look awesome. Dan, what's up? How you doing today? T-A-E-N. Dan? Dan? Am I saying that right? Probably not. I pronounce everything wrong. Now, like the Copa Camaro, you know, you want to get a weird start where it makes the needle kick back. Most cars, you don't want that. Some cars you do. So, yeah. Every car in this game is extremely different. When you're welcome, buddy. But yeah, I mean, most cars, you know, I don't have a video for every single car in the game because there's probably over 900 cars now, but I have a video on how to drive a lot of these cars that give you a good idea of how you want to shift them and tune them and stuff like that. So we got Melon in a NSX Type S. What does the S stand for? Alright, so the guy with the name I can't read says he thinks almost every PC/milestone car as of lately has been a good live racer. That's sad, but my memory's not very good. I can't even tell you what last season's milestone prize car was. My memory is so bad. It really is. It's horrible. I snorted too. Don't make fun of me for snorting, guys. It's not my fault. Drew Man, yeah, thanks buddy. That was fun. Andy Styles says red Wi-Fi. Who, me or you? If I had it, I didn't notice it, but I would not be surprised. CSR Dominic Z, what's going on? How to win Summer's 4C Tempest. You know, I don't really know about that car, but some people say that's a nice little live racing car. I've never really driven it or done anything with it. I think that's one of the boss cars. That's probably the only boss car I've never actually driven. I don't know why. I never did anything with that one. Okay, so that's a question. What is normal RP game for a McLaren F1 E50 without any RP boosts? That would depend on quite a few things, like how upgraded you have the car. I mean, it's hard to say. There's a lot of variables, is there? Like, for example, the amount of RPs also is often determined by the car, the amount of stars, the tier, and you know how many Evo points it has. So it would definitely depend on what upgrades you have on it and how you have it tuned and everything as well. Now, if you have over 1,000 Evo points, it's gonna get the maximum amount of RP it can get, but I don't know exactly what that's going to be. Probably somewhere between 1200-ish respect points. Most tier 5 cars with over 1,000 Evo get somewhere around 11 to 1,300 respect points, I would say. What that one gets exactly, I can only take a guess at it. But I would guess around 1200-ish. Probably about 1200. $247 Cobra, how to win. John Doe, a 240. Is that the Legends car? 247 Cobra. I'm not familiar with that. With 900 cars in the game, there's probably some in the game that I don't even know exists. So if it's a Legends car, that's something you got to get while doing the Legends event. I mean, most of the Legends cars you can just go buy and then you have to restore them. If that's a regular car, I mean, if it's got purple stars, that was probably a car you have to win from some sort of event, or you had to buy it with real money. If it's golden stars, you have to just be lucky enough to pull it out of a crate, unless they have it featured or something like that. Alright, so for live racing, you get a lot of respect points. For regular races, you get next to nothing. So if you're just doing regular racing, you can expect to get like, I don't know, 200 respect points or something for winning. CSR Dominic, I don't think they're ever going to add a Tempest 4, honestly. I don't think that exists, man. We've been waiting for years and it's not here yet, so I don't think it's ever going to. Alright, we're going to go back out to the lobby. Melon, thank you for the swaps. Alright, Jane says, is the Tempest 3 Tier 3 boss car worth getting? Which one is that? The only Tier 3 boss car that I actually like is Amelia's M4, and that's not something I ever drive. Generally, most of the Tier 3 cars suck. I do like Amelia's M4, but I drove it a little bit. I mean, Tier 3 cars is like the tier that nobody really seems to care about for the most part. I don't think it's gonna... Oh, there it worked. There we go. Was he in a T... What the heck? That's not even the same car. Alright, that was really weird. The game just faked us out, guys. The game faked us out big time. I did not appreciate that. I don't know about you guys, but I was expecting to race what looked like a TVR, and it put me up against an Acura. Yeah, there's only a couple of tier 3 cars in the game that are really that good in general. I think they just added a BMW recently that's actually good. It's probably the first tier 3 car we've had that's actually a really good car. Yeah, I don't know why they make tier 3 cars so bad for the most part. I guess they just don't like tier 3. Oh yeah, the Pita's Lapel Motorsports Camaro, I'm pretty sure that's a really lousy car. I think that's a really lousy car. It looks cool, but yeah, it's not very good. Three, two, one, go. Yeah, I love old muscle cars. I don't know if you would consider this to be a muscle car. I mean, it is, but I don't know why, but this looks like something that would have come out in between like the 1950s and the muscle car era. It's kind of like a right in between, I would say. I don't really consider like the 50s cars a muscle car, but this kind of has like an in between look. I don't know how to explain it. It's just a really classy looking car. So why is it every time he challenges me, it shows something different? That's really weird. Really weird. This game has a lot of weird stuff going on all the time. This is a very strange game, that's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, I think it was the Purple Star M2 BMW. That thing is a beast. That car is a beast, and they gave us that car for free. I was amazed that that was a free car. I should set that up for a live racing session one of these Sundays. That would be fun. That would be really fun. But I probably won't, because I'm not sure how many other people are going to have good cars that will run around that time. I'll have to see what the actual time is, because it's a crappy car. I mean, not a crappy car, but probably a crappy time bracket. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, it's a muscle car, but it's got that... I don't know how to explain it, guys. There's something a little different about this than most muscle cars. I mean, it's got the shape, it's got the looks, but it's also a little more like... Maybe it's just the color that it comes in. I'm not really sure, but it looks a little classier. It looks a little like nicer than a muscle. I don't know how to explain it. I really don't know how to explain it. Really don't. I'm crazy. I'm a crazy guy. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. I think it's my turn to win this one, so we'll do a couple more races here, and then we will go back out to the lobby and race somebody else. So I'll give him one more win after this, then back out to the lobby to give somebody else a chance. David Shiv says the M2 G87 is awesome. I would like to have that car in real life. I'm not a BMW guy, but yeah, I would drive one of those in real life. There's a couple BMWs that I like. I don't really like BMWs or Mercedes in general, but yeah, there's a couple of them I would drive the heck out of. I've always been I like the tuner cars, like the little Honda Civics and stuff. That's always been my thing, of the tuner type of cars. And I don't really consider BMWs to be tuners, even though they can be. I don't know. I just don't look at them the same for some reason. I put them in a different, more of a luxury class. Like, unless you have like a M series or something. Like the M series BMWs, those are freaking cool. But the average BMW, I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of your average BMW. But I almost did buy an M series. What was it? An M3? Maybe? Back in the day? My buddy had a really cool I don't know, it was either an M3 or M5. I can't remember. Alright, Glory Golf Trinity. But I ended up leasing a brand new car instead because I was like, I think for once in my life I just want to get something new instead of an old car. The BMW was old. It was like a early or mid 90s, might have been a late 90s M series. And I was like, I don't know if I want something that old. So I went out and I leased a Chevy Cruze, which was a big old piece of crap. That car sucked. You know what sucks about leasing a car is you pay for half of it and then you give it back. You've paid for half of the car. Then you're just like, all right, here you go. I paid off half of it, but just take my car back. If it wasn't terrible, I might have kept it, but yeah. It was actually worth less than what it would have been to buy it out off of the lease. I was like, are you kidding me? So by the time, I think for me, it would have been like, I don't know, $12,000 to buy it. And the book value was only worth like, I don't know, like $7,000 or something. I was like, are you kidding me? I'm like, a 3-year-old car that goes from like 20 grand to 7 grand. I'm like, that's insane. But it was terrible. So that's probably why the book value was so low, because they're crappy cars. Kellum, what's up? All right, so if you had accounts deleted, did you contact game support? And I mean, did they ban the accounts or did they just erase them? If the accounts were just erased, I mean, if you just lost it, you can usually contact them and get a hold of them and let them know. But that's crazy if you had 3 different accounts erased. That would suck. Yeah, I would get a hold of them and be like, hey, what happened to my accounts here? My accounts are gone. That's what I would do at least. I would complain. You know what? I need to take a pee break, guys. I gotta pee. Be right back. I always gotta pee. That's my specialty. That's my signature move. Pee break. All right. I'll be right back. All right. I am back. I am back. I am back. Hey, we got Asher. What's up, my man? How you doing today? Nice to see ya. Asher in the house. We got Max the Gamer. What's up, Max? Both of the YouTubers have showed up, guys. The YouTubers have arrived. All right. Make sure you check those guys out on YouTube if you haven't already. Would definitely appreciate that. They got some good channels you guys might find useful or helpful. Asher does some CSR2 stuff. He does a lot of live streaming other games. Max has been playing some other stuff as well lately, plus doing some CSR stuff, so. What is that you're playing again? Like Dungeons and Dragons type of thing? I forget what it's called, but I think he started a new game recently. Something like that. Boulder Gate 3. Something Gate 3. I don't know. The heart's in the way. I can't read it. They gotta do something about that dumb heart being right in the way. Oh, I got it on. I don't have it on live chat, so I may have been missing some people's comments there. Permadeath. That sounds awful, Max. That sounds awful. Baldur's Gate. Yeah, I'm gonna start doing, not on this channel, but I'm gonna start doing some stuff for that new Lego Fortnite game on one of my other channels. I think we're actually planning on live streaming that sometime today on probably on my War Robots channel. So what do you guys think? So I have my second channel for the game War Robots. And I also have a channel that I don't really do anything on, really, called Danny Lightning Gaming. And I'm thinking about just doing some live streams on the other game. I'm trying to decide, should I use the War Robots channel or should I reopen the Danny Lightning Gaming channel for bonus live streams? I don't know. Because if I do it on the Danny Lightning Gaming channel, I mean, I had that channel up for like a month or two. And I really didn't do too much with it. It doesn't have a lot of subscribers. I really only posted a couple of videos on it. And then I was just like, I don't feel like having 3 channels. So now, I don't know. I'm not really sure what to do there. I'm trying to decide what would be the best way to do it. All right. I'm thinking about today. I'm probably going to do it on the War Robots channel just because that one's already set up and ready to go. But yeah, on the other channel, I might open that back up. I'm not sure. But one thing I was thinking about, if I start the other channel for just a live streaming channel, I was like, you know, I could probably like do a couple bonus CSR live streams over on that channel every once in a while, do a couple of War Robots live streams, and maybe do some other games as well on that channel. I just don't know if I'm going to have much time for it because between the 2 YouTube channels I already do for gaming, I mean, I'm lucky. I spend pretty much all day doing stuff for the channels. Between, you know, research, figuring out how to drive cars, recording game footage, editing, all that other junk, answering comments. I mean, that usually ends up being a 10 to 15 hour day most days. So it's hard to fit other stuff in, actually. Unless I do it like in the evening. Like usually every day around from 7 to 9 I'm usually playing games. Just because that's my time to get on and play some games. So I could throw in maybe a couple of live streams every once in a while around that time. I don't know, I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Eddie, what's up, buddy? How you doing? He says game of the year. What, you're asking what the best video game of the year was? I don't know. That's personal preference, honestly. I think there's no such thing as a best video game, honestly, because for you, you might hate something that somebody else loves, you know what I mean? That's really just personal preference and opinion. Max says Baldur's Gate won best game of the year, but that's still just people's opinion, right? Not everybody's going to say that's the best game. There's about 1 million people out there who could care less about that game. So, I don't know. I think it's really just personal preference. That's how I look at it. Leroy says Omega Strikers. See, I've never even heard of that. Max says officially in the game industry. So, does that mean like... people who play games voted and said this is the best game, or how does that work? Or did the company just pay somebody a whole bunch of money to say it's the best game? I don't know. How does that work? It's like top 10 lists. Like, I don't trust them. You know, I don't trust JD Power. Screw JD Power. That's fake stuff in my opinion. I don't trust a top 10 list. For example, let's just say I say what's the top 10 microphones for YouTube? One of the crappiest microphones out there is always on the top 10 list. And it's like, why is this even on there? This microphone's a piece of crap. I mean, it sounds okay. I mean, for the money, it sounds fine, but it's not made out of very good quality stuff. So it really does not deserve to be on the top 10 list because there's cheaper microphones that are better made that don't make it onto the list. Max said it's like the Oscars. Interesting. Jedi says, watch IGN. I don't know what IGN is. Alright, so Winpoo, you're getting a bunch of void races. Unfortunately, that's some sort of glitch, my man. That's just a game glitch. Oh, Max, did you ever get your new microphone out? Speaking of microphones. If so, how do you like it so far? I don't know much about that one. I've seen 1 or 2 reviews on it, but I don't really know much about that mic you got. Alright, Jaden, please don't share stuff like that with people because we don't want people to know about that. If that's the case. Unfortunately, that means some guy is gonna be like, oh, I'm about to lose this race. Let me void this race on purpose. We don't want that to happen, so. I mean, it's good to know that might be causing it, but yeah, please don't share that around. Honestly, you know, you should probably contact game support and let them know because, yeah, that would suck if everybody starts doing that. Max says, well, whatever. Just saying it was a very good game with lots of work put in, unlike, say, the masses we play every day here. Yeah, I don't know anything about the game. That's a mobile game or is that a PC game, Max? I'm just saying, I just don't believe like game of the year or top 10 list or this. That's just people's opinions for the most part. All right, he says PC something in Xbox. So it's not a mobile game. Gotcha. I think that says PS4 or PS5 maybe. Yep, PS5. It's just like surveys, right? I don't understand surveys. They'll go out and they'll interview like 100 people or 1,000 people, and they'll say like, this is the survey results like for every single human on Earth by what 100 people or 1,000 people said. You know what I mean? That doesn't make sense. I just don't like things like that. In my opinion, in order to have a survey that's correct, you would have to ask every person on Earth, or at least most of them. Not just 1,000 people out of billions, right? How many miles have I put on this car? I don't know. I don't drive it that much. I've driven it. I've got so many live racing cars, I kind of swap around. I do most of my live racing on the live streams. I do a little bit of live racing here and there. So my daily routine now is I get on this thing, I do my daily stuff. And then usually I'll come back later in the day, maybe run a couple of showdown races, maybe a couple of live races, or if I didn't get to finish all the dailies, I'll do the dailies. But I actually do more showdowns and stuff than live racing these days because it's quicker RP. You don't got to sit there and try and challenge people and wait for them to accept. And then, you know, you got people who disconnect, or people who... There's always a lot of problems with live racing these days. It's not as bad as it used to be. But I remember back in the day, I mean, sometimes it would take over an hour just to do 10 races on live racing if you were racing different people for every race. It was a pain in the butt. Sky's the limit. What's up, my man? So what, Max? You don't like the new Porsche? I haven't messed with it yet. One thing about games, though, is you also got to learn not to play too much or you get sick of it. So I try and pace myself on these games. Like, if I get on this thing and play for 3-4 hours a day, I'm going to get tired of playing it, and I'm not going to want to play it anymore, so. I get on, I do the necessities, the dailies, and then I come back on. You know, I might come on for another 20-30 minutes in the day, once or twice to do a little bit more. Just depends on the day, I guess. Max says the new fastest car may hit 6.4s. I hope we don't get any 6.4s. Seriously, like, they're gonna have to start adding like 3/4 mile or 1 mile races if these cars keep getting faster. Or they're gonna have to do a major rebalance, and that'll screw all the cars up if they do that. Max says, so Max, have you messed with the Honda Hoonigan? Because I was driving it and I can't get a good run on that thing. It's always got these sticky starts. So It might be a 0 RPM launch car. I forgot to try that, but it was not running well. I could not get a good launch on it. Like, I could not get a good launch at all. It sucked. But I only played with it for like 5 minutes, so I didn't really try. I was just like, oh man, I gotta do a couple runs on this car. And sometimes it takes a couple hours to figure out a car, so normally I don't play with them too much until they're about to be released. Max says it must launch with 0 RPMs. Yeah, I'm guessing that's the deal. Would have to get on there and try to know for sure, but Wimpoo says, seems like that Porsche is a nice car. 3, 2, 1, go. I don't think I've been paying attention to who's winning and losing here, so I apologize if I've not swapped properly. I don't know. Jaden says every Porsche is ugly. I disagree, my man. I like Porsche. Porsche looks nice to me. Michikitsu, hey, he says rest in peace, Solus GT. Yep. That car has probably been the fastest car in the game longer than any other car has, at least over the last several years. It feels like a car is the fastest and you have it for like a month and then they come out with something new that's faster. But it seems like that car has been the fastest for quite a while. Alright, we'll do one more race here, then back out to the lobby. Dallas, thank you for the swaps, buddy. I love the way Porsches look. I think they're beautiful cars. Not all of them, but I like most of them. 911s look sweet. I love 911s. Now, there's a couple Porsches I don't care for. That's something other than a 911, but yeah. There was that one inexpensive Porsche. I forget what it was called, but I did not like it. Max does not like the Porsche look. Ah, man, Max, come on now. Max don't like the Porsche, man. I was trying to think of a funny name to call people who don't like Porsches, but I can't think of anything, so never mind. I didn't find anything funny. Max is the Porsche-nator. See, yeah, that's the best I could come up with. It's not any good. Alright, is anybody else from the live stream here? I don't know if any of these are you guys or not. Alright, so we got a mixed match car here. He's in the crazy FFX, whatever that thing is. Weird Ferrari. Michikitsu says Porsche looks amazing. I agree. I love them. But, you know, not everybody likes everything. Can't love everything, right? My nitrous didn't go off, so I ran kind of slow. I would have won if it wasn't for that pesky nitrous not working. Jaden says Corvettes are a car that everybody can agree is good. Oh, I bet you there's a lot of people out there that don't like the way Corvettes look. Now, the new Corvettes, I think they look great. But like the 1970s, 1980s Corvettes, I think it is, do not like them at all. I don't like the older Corvettes, but I do like the new Corvettes. Now, the really old Corvettes, like the original ones, were freaking cool. But like 80s and 90s Corvettes, hate them. So, you know, it's all personal preference. Max likes most of the Lamborghinis. Yeah, most Lamborghinis are awesome looking. There's just something about a Lamborghini. Like when it comes to Lambo or a Ferrari, I would easily take the Lambo any day over the Ferraris. Personally, I think the only Ferrari that I really like are the Enzos and the F40s and the F50s. But most Ferraris, I really don't like the looks of them. I don't know why. Yeah, the Lanzadores, I don't like SUVs in general for the most part. There's a couple I like, but I'm not a big SUV guy. I'm actually amazed that Ferrari and, Ferrari, Lamborghini, I don't know if Ferrari makes one, but like Lamborghini and Porsche started making SUVs. I mean, I guess I get why they do it, but they're supposed to be sports cars, not grocery getters, right? I don't know, if I owned like a supercar company, I don't think I would make SUVs. I really don't. I wonder how many people buy those SUVs. I mean, if I were going to buy a Lamborghini, it would not be an SUV. Now, I'm going to bet most people feel the same way about that. I could be wrong. I think Jaden hates almost every car in the game. Or every car. Jaden's like, all cars are ugly except for Corvettes. Yeah, we all like different stuff. Mitchikitsu says, why are you all against SUVs? I just don't like them. To me, I don't like them. I mean, I've never liked SUVs. Even when they first came out, I hated them. And then when like sports car companies started making SUVs, I liked them even less. The only SUV thing that I would consider driving, like, it's kind of weird, but I'm not sure if this is really an SUV, but Subaru came out with that, what was it, a Crosstrack or something? It's basically like a Subaru Impreza with a chopped top, and they lifted it up a couple of inches to give it some ground clearance. To me, that doesn't look like an SUV, but I would drive that thing. To me, it looks more like I don't know. I don't know how you pronounce. Can't talk. How you describe that little Subaru? I forget what it's called even. It's not really an SUV, but maybe it kind of is. I don't know. Speedy says wagon slash sportsback is my favorite. Now I do like some station wagons. You can easily take like a Subaru station wagon and turn it into a cool looking tuner car. I don't know. Some station wagons are cool. No, it's not an Outback, Winpoo. Definitely not the Outback. The Outbacks have been around for a while. I'm pretty sure it's called a Subaru Crosstrack. And they've probably been around for about, I'm guessing 8 or 9 years maybe is when they first started making them. No, it's not a Forester. Not a Forester. It's actually, what they do is they take the frame and the body of an Impreza, they chop the top, and then they lift it up a little bit. So basically it's an Impreza with a little bit more clearance. Ground clearance. Yeah, I can't believe I forget the name. I almost bought one back in the day. I was really close to buying one. I probably should have. But I ended up, yeah, that's when I ended up leasing that Chevy. I was looking at a couple of different cars. Like I was looking at a Subaru, whatever that Subaru was. I was looking at that M5 and then I found that Chevy Cruze. The main reason I leased that Chevy Cruze is they had all kinds of bells and whistles for about the same price as a base model other car that didn't have any bells and whistles. So I was like, oh, you know, for about the same price, you're getting all this like extra stuff with this car. Now I think that was shortly after the American cars got the bailout and they claimed they were making their cars better. I was like, you know what, let's go ahead and lease this one. But yeah, I'm glad I leased it and didn't buy it because it was a terrible car. Yeah, David Shiv, I don't know. I don't think the Outback is based on an Impreza. Outbacks are normally station wagons. I could be wrong. Maybe it is. The Baja, wasn't that like a little truck? I wonder if they even make those anymore. That was cool. That little Subaru truck was cool. Winpoo says, if you mean the Crosstrek, then it's an SUV. You know, I think it's considered an SUV, but in my opinion, it's not an SUV. Ah, yeah, the sky's the limit says G-Wagons. Alright, hold on. Let me change what I've been saying here because I guess you would consider like Land Rovers and Range Rovers to be SUVs. I like those. I love the way the Land Rovers and the Range Rovers look. I also like the old school 1980s Broncos, or they just came out with a new version of it. I guess you would consider that an SUV. I don't know. I like the boxy ones. The G-Wagons are cool. I love boxy looking vehicles like that. All right. Let's go race this guy. So what? Okay, so Melon says a Range Rover is not an SUV. So what would you consider that, Melon? I don't really consider them as SUVs, but technically I think they are. But yeah, I mean, a Range Rover is kind of like a off-road type of vehicle. But I think they're still considered SUVs. I don't know. William says Land Rovers are top heavy. Really? Huh. I don't know that much about them, but I do like the way they look. I think they look really, really nice. But yeah, old boxy vehicles, even like old school GTIs from like the 1980s, early 90s, Civic hatchbacks from the 80s, 90s. I love cars like that. I love boxy cars. I don't like the new aerodynamic cars. I really don't. I mean, some of them are cool, like this Regera here. That looks like it's got some aerodynamics, but that's a little different. That's a lot different than your Ford Fusion or whatever that's made to look a little aerodynamic. I just like the boxy cars. Maybe that's one of the reasons I like this. This here is kind of a boxy car. I don't know if I was supposed to win that one or lose that one. Free Truth, what's up? How you doing? Yeah, so Bugatti parts are not easy to get. Now, if you have a Bugatti with golden stars, you can go into Rare Imports, click on the Parts tab, and open crates for whatever car you're currently in. Winpoo says the Outback is based on a legacy. You know what? I don't like the latest legacies from Subaru. I like the older legacies. I don't like the newer ones. Mark Bass is here. What's up, Mark? How you doing? Nice to see ya. What's up, Rels? No, I didn't get the Mullet Missile. It's a really cool car, though, but I don't have that on my personal account. I didn't want to upgrade all those cars and spend all that game cash to get it, so I was like, I'm going to stop right here. I would like to have it, but, you know, I don't particularly need it. I look at it this way, like, you only need so many cars in the game, right? There's 900 cars in this game, and I don't have to have them all. It would be nice, but yeah, I mean, without spending some real money sometimes, it would be impossible to do all the big events. Ah, look what we got. Check this out. This will be an interesting deal right here. I don't know if this thing's any good or not, but yeah. Let's go do it to it. I do like the Mullet Missile though. It's a cool car. I like the way it looks. Oh, ooh. All right, those were some weird noises I just made there. Ray True says, if you want to get a go off-road, get an old Jeep. Yeah, you know, Jeeps were good back in the day. Now, back when we used to go off-roading a long time ago, the guy who had a old school Jeep, that thing did better than all of our trucks. So you might be right about that. I don't know if his Jeep was from the 70s or the 80s or what, but he had a really old Jeep. And that was one of the best off-roading vehicles I've ever seen. Like, it went up everything so much easier than our trucks did. Like, that guy, he made everything look easy. We were like, man, that Jeep's pretty awesome. So Winpoo, I don't question things like that in this game. He says, I actually don't know why this game set the Gladiator as a tier 4 car. This game isn't realistic. I mean, you got cars doing 500 miles per hour and half miles in, 6 seconds, right? So I'm to the point where I'm like, okay, the game's not realistic. I'm not going to question their choices on certain things, because if I did, it would probably drive me crazy. Just go with the flow and say, okay, yeah, they made it a tier 4 car. It is what it is. That's how I look at it. Do I have the Twisted Mistress? Yeah, I think I have 2 different Twisted Mistress cars. I don't like them, though. I don't ever drive them, but I do have those. Rico, how's it going? Is it hard to make a lot of money? Well, the money I have has taken me several years to save up. Now, as a new player, you're always going to be upgrading cars to beat this. I mean, you got to deal with the Tempest, the Legends, the Elite Tuners. Once you get through all that stuff, that's about when you can start saving game cash. But as a newer player, you're always going to be upgrading a lot of different things to get through all those events. So you're not going to be able to save any game cash unless you decide not to do those events. So let's just say 2 years ago, I spent most of the game cash I had. And it's taken me, I'm trying to remember, I think I was down to 20 million game cash 2 years ago. So being as stingy as possible for 2 years has earned me around 100 million game cash. And I generally only upgrade cars when I absolutely have to, and the Prestige Cup car every season. So no, it's not easy. Now, if you're one of those players that spends 6 hours a day playing the game, maybe you might earn a lot more game cash than I do. I might spend 1 or 2 hours a day playing. Some guys do spend 4, 5, 6 hours a day playing. So it depends on how many wins you get and how many things you upgrade. But in this game, you got to learn to manage your resources if you don't want to be broke. I mean, it's easy to blow through all your keys, all your game cash. Resource management is very important. So I either need it or really like it in order to upgrade a car. I have to absolutely love it or need it for something. Like, I always do the Prestige Cups every season because that helps my crew earn points. So every season I upgrade the Prestige Cup car. And generally I don't upgrade anything else unless necessary. Alright, let's just go ahead and buy some more gas. Thank you. Dan says the Enyo is fast. William D says something about an 80s Toyota Ford mid 80s I can't read your comment, sir. My dyslexia is messing me up. Yeah, Toyota had some cool pickup trucks back in the day. Coburn, how's your day going, man? Nice to see you as always. Free Truth had a slant six and a dune buggy? Holy crap. Most people just have those little 4 cylinders in there. I have some friends that used to be into off-roading. They had rail buggies, dune buggies, little Suzuki Samurai set up for off-roading, and my one buddy's dad started building an actual rock crawler. It's like, man, they had some cool stuff. But I've never seen anybody have more than a 4-cylinder in a little buggy. That would probably be sick. Even the buggy with a little 4-cylinder Volkswagen engine would haul, man. I bet a 6-cylinder would just be completely nuts. That would be insane. Completely insane. You said the Toyota 22R. Yeah, I've always wanted a rail buggy. Never had one, but I always wanted one. Alright, so rails, here's the problem with always pulling cars from silver crates. Donna is going to give you about 5,000 mini poopers and an occasional really good car. I mean, do you notice you're getting the same junk over and over and over and over? If that's the case, it's time to stop pulling crates until you need to pull the crates. Ryan, my day is good. How about yours, buddy? Now, the first probably 6 to 8 months I played this game, I pulled crates every time I got enough keys to pull a crate. And that earned me a whole bunch of my cars to get a start with. But after a short period of time, I noticed, hey, I just keep getting the same cars over and over and over. So I stopped pulling, I stopped opening crates at that point. And I saved up, I don't know, 2,000 or 3,000 keys. So I don't think I opened any crates for probably 2 months, maybe 3 months. And now I only open a silver crate if I need to get the Prestige Cup car, which is the one car they feature in there every season. So that's how I do it. Save up, stop pulling your keys for a while. Save up a few thousand, and then don't pull unless it's a featured car that you actually need. David Shiv is out of gas. Yeah, thanks for the racist, buddy. Max said, I saw the aerial Nomad in person. Pretty cool ride. Yeah, that would be cool, actually. I've hardly seen any cool cars in person. Around here, nobody has cool cars. The coolest thing you're going to see around here is maybe like a 1980s Corvette every once in a while, or somebody in like a Subaru WRX. Now, back in like the early 90s, you used to see a bunch of tuner cars. Maybe it was the late 90s or early 2000s. I don't remember. But before Fast and Furious became a thing, tuners were really popular around here. And then Fast and Furious came out, and every person that had a Honda went down to the auto parts store and bought a $20 performance muffler and a set of rims. And everybody was driving around in what they thought was their Fast and Furious car. But before Fast and Furious came out, there was like a great little like tuner community. And then after Fast and Furious, there was like dumb cars everywhere. Because everybody thought they had something cool because they put a muffler and a set of rims on it. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with taking a car and making it look cool, but they weren't doing it right. If you put a really nice set of rims and a really nice muffler on it, maybe throw a ground effects kit, you know, some stuff like that, sure. But they bought the junkiest crap they could find for cheap and threw it on there, and they thought they had something cool, and it's like, oh my god. That's bad. That's bad. That's not cool. That's stupid. I don't know. Then you saw people doing their Chevy Cavaliers. People were trying to throw rims and mufflers on their Cavaliers and thought they had a Fast and Furious car. It got crazy there for a while. But there was the handful of guys that had the real deal cars. Now, I had a little Civic hatchback. Mine was nothing special, but I had a it was pretty quick. I couldn't afford to do too much with it, but I had a really nice muffler on it, nice set of rims. It had a ignition amplifier, it had the adjustable cam timing, cold air intake. What else did I do to it? I did several little upgrades. It was faster than your average Civic. Eventually, you know, my plan was to slowly turn it into like a full-blown drag race car, but I was never really able to get the money together to do it, so it got a couple little upgrades here and there. But the muffler on it sounded so good. It didn't drive down the street going wee, 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 wee. It actually had this, like, for a little 4-cylinder, it had this little nice rumble. It didn't sound like a fart pipe, like those $50 cheapies. Yeah, some of those oh god, some of those cheap mufflers those people would put on those cars sounded so awful. They were so bad. But eventually that little Civic hatchback broke and nobody could seem to figure out what was wrong with it. Because, like, I don't know, one thing I learned is when you start putting performance upgrades on a car and one of them goes bad, especially if it's like ignition amplifiers and like little things like that, you start running into some problems because mechanics don't know how to work on that stuff. Ryan said, I got the Lamborghini in the race pass. Hey, Ryan got a race pass car. All right. The end says the coffee can on the... yeah, it's what it sounded like, was a coffee can for sure. Now my buddy, this was crazy. He had the original Honda CRX. It was not a cool looking car whatsoever, in my opinion. I think the next generation was cool, but the original CRX wasn't the greatest looking car. And he painted it flat black. He went out and got some racing seats, completely gutted the interior, and he chopped the top off of it. He welded the doors shut so the frame didn't buckle, and he chopped the top off of it. That was an interesting little car he had. It was really fast too. But yeah, when he chopped the top, the car bent in half. So I don't know if the frame was rusted out or just couldn't support itself. But he had to jack the car up by the frame and then weld the doors shut. And that kept I probably wasn't even safe to drive in that thing after that. But we did anyways. I don't know. This was a long time ago, so I don't remember all the details, but yeah. That was a cool little deal, man. There was nothing else like it out there on the road, but it was now that I look back on it, it was pretty crappy what he did to it. It looked nice, but it was probably very dangerous. We're probably lucky we didn't die driving down the street in that thing. Yeah, I remember the cherry bomb mufflers. Those were popular on the Mustangs around here. Eventually they outlawed those, I think. What were those, like glass packs or whatever? I think they outlawed glass packs in Ohio. They were too loud. So it's kind of funny, but for a long time there was like the police would enforce loudness laws for your car mufflers. And that was probably back in like the late 80s, early 90s they were doing that. Then eventually I guess they forgot about it or changed the laws, because in the early 2000s there were people running around with super loud mufflers all over the place. Now, I remember I had this really big piece of crap Honda Accord that I bought from somebody for 200 bucks. And one day I was driving it. I'm driving to work and the freaking muffler falls off, right? The muffler falls off of it. It was so loud. It sounded like a beast. Like that Accord with no muffler was the sound. It sounded like it should have been a full-on race car. It was just like, bruh. And there was this little like roundabout. And I went around the roundabout really fast, and this cop pulled me over. And he's like, if I ever seen you driving like that with that performance muffler on that car again, I'm going to give you a ticket. I said, dude. I said, it's not a performance muffler. I said, the muffler fell off this morning. I'm on my way to work. I got an appointment to get a new muffler tomorrow. He's like, well, slow down. But that car sounded awesome without a muffler. But it was so loud, I'm actually amazed I didn't get a ticket for it. Now, my buddy had a Merkur XR4 Ti, which is a lot like the Sierra 500s, but that's a little turbocharged car. And he ran a straight exhaust. Like, this was his drag car. It was so loud inside of that car, it actually hurt your ears. You had to wear like earplugs or earmuffs. But when you heard it coming down, I don't know if you guys have ever heard an actual turbo car with a straight pipe. You can hear the turbo wind up from like a mile away. It sounds so freaking cool. Inside the car, it was very unpleasant, but outside of the car, it sounded amazing. I remember when we'd go down to the little local drag strip, they used to have a day a week where you could spend like 10 bucks and run down the track as many times as you wanted. But like, he would be driving his car through and everybody would be like, oh my god, what is that? Like, it drew all this attention because of the sound it made. Like, the sound was amazing. I think it ran like a 14 or a 15 second quarter mile, so it wasn't crazy fast. I mean, it was fast, but it wasn't anything super duper fast. I'm sure he's still got it. I haven't talked to him for a while. I don't know what he's got. Like, eventually he changed all the gearing. I mean, he's put a new transmission. I mean, he's done all kinds of stuff to that car since last I talked to him. But yeah, that was a cool car. Probably still is. He loves his Merkur. He actually has an online car store where he sells Merkur parts and stuff like that. Deanne says, what's funny is my Harley is louder. Yeah, some of those Harleys are pretty loud. I used to have a motorcycle with a loud muffler, and the neighbors hated it when I came home at like 3 a.m. I would actually, you know, like we have a big hill in the neighborhood. So what I would do is I would just pull in the clutch and glide down the hill, turn down my street. But when I got to my driveway, our driveway's uphill, so I would have to give it some gas, and it would just be all the way up the driveway and wake everybody up. They hated me when I had that bike, I think. Alright. So, Stealth is asking about a CSR2 Discord. Now, I don't know which one if you're asking about like an official one or my Discord or what, but I don't know if there's an official Discord for this game. I think there's a couple different player-owned Discords, but I don't know if this has an official Discord. Oh, Jedi Boss, out of here. Have a great day, buddy. Max says 14 seconds were fast back in the 90s. Yeah, that is true. Even in the early 2000s, 14 was kind of fast. Yeah, nowadays 14's not that fast. Yeah, it was back then. John, I'm doing good, bud. How about yourself? Nice to see you today. Alright, I'm done ranting about car mufflers. Alright, so Free Truth has a Camry. Yeah, they're awesome, actually. I've got a Corolla. I got a 2005 Corolla, and it's probably the best car I've ever had. It's just a plain car, nothing's done to it. It's old, it's beat up. It runs like a tank, though. It's an awesome car. I like it. Max says, those were the days. Yeah, SUV running 12 seconds. It's kind of crazy, isn't it? So back in the early 2000s, if you had a 12-second car, especially a 4-cylinder, that was fast. Alright, so Stealth, the whole point of the race pass, the free section, is you don't have to spend any money. Hopefully. All you gotta do is do the little tasks. Just pay attention to the tasks, alright? So, I've never completed a race pass because I haven't tried. But I'm usually like one or two prizes away from getting the car. And I don't even pay attention to what the tasks are because I could care less. Now, if I actually paid attention and did what it asks, I'm pretty sure I would be able to do it, because it'll say things like run 3 regulation races, which I fail to do. I fail to do the simple stuff, so. But yeah, I mean, if you do the little tasks, you should be able to make it without spending any money. And you don't have to do all of the tasks, just do the ones that you can do. For example, if it wants you to spend a bunch of upgrades and parts on your cars and you don't want to, you should be able to do it without that, I would think. So yeah, just pay attention to what it wants you to do. Make sure you do the ones you can do without wasting your resources, and you'll make it. Daiki, how's it going? He says it's amazing that the Chevelle beat the F50. I don't think the F50s and the F40s are the greatest live racing cars anymore, but I know the F40, you can still make that thing win some live races. If you got it set up to beat the dyno, it'll still win some. That's a really awesome car for top speed. I haven't driven mine in a long time though. Let's see if anybody... crap, guys. Our 2 hours is just about up, so... we are actually out of time here for the stream. Which is good, because I need to get up and move pretty soon anyways. Get some stuff done. There was something I was just going to... what were we just talking... oh, the race pass. Let's look at the race pass task really quickly before we go. So, for example, fit 50 upgrades to any car. I don't usually finish that because I'm not going to put upgrades onto a car if I don't need to. So I'm almost at enough perfect shifts. If I pay attention, I can finish that really quickly. So earn fuel free fuel by watching ads. That's something I'll do later today. Complete tier 3 regulation races. That's something I should be doing, but I don't. Open bronze crates CSR2. Sure, why not? I can open 2 bronze crates. I mean, if you do just the little tasks like that, you should be able to make it through there. But yeah, so far I haven't paid attention to any of those or done any of the extra tasks. So normally I make it to about... usually I make it somewhere between 18 and 20 without really doing the tasks. So yeah. You should be able to do it. So John, this is on the YouTube music library. This should be a copyright-free song. I don't know if you have to download it directly from YouTube, but if you're on the PC, go to YouTube Studio, and then somewhere on the little left menu of drop-downs will be the YouTube audio library or music library or whatever they call it. And there's a bunch of songs you can download in there. That's where pretty much all of mine have came from. Now they recently did change it, so I'm not really sure what all has changed. But yeah, I can use this with no copyright. So I guess YouTube must have a license or something to use this. I guess the showdown has disappeared for the Mustang shotgun, so you guys won't be able to get that anymore. Yeah, you guys always remember to race your little supply cups. Supply cups are good. Token cups, you know. I mean, 3 races per person is going to earn you a lot of respect points, so. Like later today, I'm going to be working on doing the supply cup, and that's when I'll watch my ads and all that good stuff, so. Eddie says something about a wild card. What about wild cards, bud? I'm not sure what you're asking there exactly. Like, my wild card has been going, so if you saw me getting extra RP, it's because we do have the wild card going. Stell says, thanks for the response. You're welcome. Alright, so Free Truth had a neon. Yeah, my ex-girlfriend had a neon. It was a pretty cool little car. She didn't have the... Did she have the RT? It wasn't the one with the turbo, but it was like one step below the one with the turbo. I can't remember. She never really did anything to it, but it was still decently fast for what it was. Fun little car to drive. It handled really good. Alright guys, well I think that's going to be it. I believe that is going to be it for the day. Thank you all so much for coming out. You guys are super amazing. I appreciate you guys a lot. Now if you didn't see it yesterday, I made a video showing all the brand new cars that just came out in the game. There's some pretty cool cars in there, I'll tell you that. I'm not really sure how we're going to get some of those, but there are some cool cars in there. Anyways, thanks for being here, guys. You're all amazing. I really appreciate it a lot. Have an awesome day, and catch you next time. Lightning out. See ya. Did the stream stop? I hit the stop. I changed streaming software. I hit the stop streaming button and it does not appear to have stopped streaming. Alright. Let me try the end broadcast button. Oh no. This is weird. Alright, either it malfunctioned or I don't know what happened. I can't end the live stream. Okay, now I can't do any. Something's really messed up. Oh god. I think I'm having a malfunction here, everybody. I might have to like restart the computer or something. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to have to hit end stream on YouTube itself. All right, later, guys. It's going crazy.